kidding. I'm not here for violence today at all. I just want us to discuss. There are some things that shouldn't be stored in the freezer at all. I know a lot of us want to preserve our food, want to preserve our products, our produces for longer. That's why most of us store it in the freezer. For example, we store our soups, we store our proteins. Some of us even store fried foods in the freezer. But there are some things that should not smell the freezer at all, because over time the taste will get flat and it's be as if you're eating paper when you warm the food eventually. So I'm going to list out some things that shouldn't be stored in the freezer at all. If you have other ones, please post it in the comments so we can discuss. Please do not store cooked rice in the freezer. It has no business in the freezer. In fact, cooked rice shouldn't even stay too long in the fridge. Do you get? Because over time it's become very watery. In fact, it starts tasting like paper. You shouldn't store some dairy products in the freezer. For example, your milk, your creams. You shouldn't store cheese in the freezer. You can store your butter, especially butter that requires freezing. You can store that in the freezer. You cannot store fried yam, fried potatoes, all those fried food. You can store fried proteins like fried meat and all that in the freezer. But when you have finished frying yam and you want to store it for the next day or for the next week, and you are now putting it in the freezer, by the time it's time for you to eat it, you are eating water plus the food and you are not even tasting anything at all again. You shouldn't store vegetable soups in the freezer. I know a lot of people might object to this, but from personal experiences, I have stored vegetable soups in the freezer, and eventually when it's time for me to eat it, it turns flat. I can't even taste anything at all again. So you shouldn't store yogurt in the freezer. Greek yogurt especially shouldn't be stored in the freezer. There are some certain fruits and vegetables that have high water level, should not be stored in the freezer at all. Vegetables should not be stored in the freezer because eventually the water component freezes and you don't enjoy it anymore. Please, if you have any other ones, please let us know in the comment section. What do you store in your fridge and what do you store in your freezer? Have you ever had any experiences of storing things in your freezer and you lose interest because it wasn't tasting nice anymore? I hope you guys enjoyed watching this episode. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.